So hello and welcome to this section. We are going to talk about adverbs in Polish language, and it's better to know the adjectives in Polish language before going to the adverbs. So if you don't know anything about adjectives, make sure to click on the link here. I'll just put it and then go back to see the adjectives before. And if you know the adjectives, you can proceed. It will be easy for you, be easier. So let's start. The adverb is derived from an adjective. This is why I wanted to see the adjective section. And usually should end with o, e, and ye. So let's look at the rules. Adjectives' usual endings are replaced in the most of the cases by o or e. For example, we have an adjective here, szybki, which means fast, becomes szybko. Adverb, szybko, fastly, or you know what I'm talking. You know what an adverb is. I hope so. Brzydki means ugly. Brzydko. Adverb. Gorący, hot. Gorąco. Duży, dużo, big. Okay, big. Zły, bad. Źle, badly. So yeah, and here the adjective is just made for male. I just wrote it in the male form, but it could be brzydka if it's female, or brzydkie if it was neutral. So this is why I'm saying you need to see the adjectives before proceeding to this part. But now I'm just here using the male form, so you don't have to worry about this. You only have to worry about the adverbs. So let's see some example. You can pause if you think you can write the translation. Why are you going fast or fastly? So the translation for it is dlaczego szybko idziesz? Szybko is the adverb. We don't say szybki, we say szybko because it's an adverb. And idziesz means to go or to walk. Okay. This insect looks ugly. Ten owad, ten owad, insect, looks, wygląda, oops, sorry, brzydko, ugly. Not brzydki, because it's a verb here, and then the following should be, or before, or the preceding should be an adverb, like in English. So, ten owad wygląda brzydko. You can say ten owad brzydko wygląda. Depends on how you want to write it. Yes, so if you say ten owad, if you want to use the adjective, you can just change the form. All you have to do is say ten owad jest, which means is, brzydki. So this insect is ugly. Then ugly is an adjective when you say is. But when you say looks ugly, then ugly is an adverb. I hope you understand. I hope you know the basics of English grammar. So like the adverbs, what are they? And if you don't, maybe you can just go type in Google what's an adverb, and then they will explain to you, and then you can come back here. If not, you can just like follow with me. Ten owad wygląda brzydko. Okay, so let's move to another example. I have a lot of things to do. Mam dużo rzeczy do zrobienia. Okay, so mam means I have, as we said in many other videos. Dużo, a lot of things. Rzeczy means things, so a lot of things. Do zrobienia, do, to, zrobienia as a gerund of the verb zrobić. If you haven't seen this verb, you can go check my daily verbs. I have talked about the word robić and zrobić, and this is the gerund of it. Okay? Mam dużo rzeczy do zrobienia. So if you put here, so this is an adverb. If you put here the duży, which is an adjective, if you say mam dużą rzecz, why you say dużą? Because this is a female form, so we say duża rzecz, so it becomes mam dużą rzecz do zrobienia. We're not going to talk about this right now, but like the idea is when you put this as an adjective, the whole meaning changes. So if you say I have a big thing to do means differently than when you say I have a lot of things to do. So when you put an adjective here, it means that you're saying indirectly that I have a big thing to do, because I have an adjective, thing, and then which is the rzecz, to do. So that's an adjective, and we don't want to use the adjective in this case. We want to use an adverb so that we describe that we have a lot of things that are gonna that I'm doing. So I hope you understand. And if you don't, please write in the comments or somewhere so that we can figure this out. So just memorize. When you say dużo, it means you're expressing a lot of things that are happening. So not just one big thing, a lot of things. Okay, so let's move forward. I know I overtalk sometimes, but it's just like I want you to understand. So that's another rule here. The adjective's usual endings are replaced by ye if there is an n as the last consonant. For example, so if the adjective ends, the last consonant of the adjective is n, we add ye at the ending. So for example, we have an adjective which is smaczny. Smaczny means delicious. It becomes smacznie. Why? Yeah, because we have n at the ending. So the last consonant is n. Pyszne, which also means tasty or delicious, becomes pysznie. Wygodny, comfortable, wygodnie. Fajny, fajnie. Fajne means like fine or nice or whatever. Okay. So now we have a little bit of an exception to this. If you have an S, L, M, K before the last consonant N, which is here, then more likely we add, and be careful, more likely we add O to the N. So if you have an N here, but before this N you have K, M, L, or S, you're going to have to not put yeah, you're going to have to leave it as we used to do, O. You put O here. For example, wolne, wolno. Slow, slowly. Jasny, clear, jasno, clearly. Zimny, cold, zimno. Coldly, or whatever, if there is a word like this. So notice here we have an N, and before the N we have L, or S, or M. So we change the ending to back to O. So you have to remember this, like there's no other way. And then if you see more exceptions, you just add them to your library. So this is as much as rules as we can make from this. Why are you slowly? Why are you going slowly? So you can say dlaczego wolno idziesz? So not wolnie, wolno. Idziesz, going. If I say jedziesz, dlaczego wolno jedziesz means why are you driving slowly or slowly driving. But here we're saying going on foot, idziesz. I hope you know the difference. I've talked about it in the daily verb, so go and check it. The insect looks tasty. This insect looks tasty. I don't know for who, but it looks sometimes. Ten owad, so this ten owad insect wygląda again tasty, pysznie, or smacznie. You can use both of them. So we have pysznie, which means delicious, or you can say smacznie. But be careful to say the adverb form. You cannot say ten owad wygląda pyszny. You cannot just put an adjective. You have to put an adverb. Why? Because it's followed by a verb. Like it's the same in English. Looks tasty. Okay. And I would like to shine light on something here. Sometimes you can, if you want to use the verb, the adjective in this case, you would just say ten owad jest pyszny or pyszne. Okay, pyszne. More. So you would put this form here only if you have an auxiliary verb here. So which is ten owad jest. This insect is tasty. So when you say is tasty, you're describing him or it. So it means that you are giving an adjective, but we are just describing the verb of it. So that's an adverb, and we cannot just put pysznie anymore. We have to put pysznie, and I hope it's more it's clear. I mean, I hope it's clearer now for you. So there is one last rule. Adjectives usually ending with r, in Polish, as the last consonant change their form to j. So from r to j when they become adverbs. Then we add a vowel e. Okay? For example, these are known examples. So dobry means good. That's an adjective. Dobry for guys, dobra for women, dobre for neutral. So dobry becomes dobrze and an adverb. So you see the r becomes j and becomes dobrze. So when you say I don't know, I feel good, you say dobrze. You don't use I feel dobre, I feel good, I feel goodly. So that's an adverb, okay? Mądry, mądrze. So smart, smartly, or whatever. Unless interrupted by the letter K. Of course, we always have an exception. So if you have before the last consonant, if you have the letter K, for example, you would bring it back to its normal form, which is the ending with O. For example, here, mokry becomes mokru. Okay? However, if there is any such verb, such consonant before the R, you just put j. So j. Mądrze, dobrze, and I cannot think about other examples. I don't think there is. Or maybe there is, but just like they're like really rare. So these two are most are the ones that I could think of. Okay, and then you have mokre, mokro. Why? Because you have the K, and then let's see some examples. So I feel good. Czuję się, it means I feel. Czuję się dobrze. I feel good. So let's talk about more examples. I feel good or bad depending on the weather. So here it's going to be an adverb. Why? Because I feel, it's a verb, and then becomes an adverb, the adjective. So, czuję się dobrze, good, lub źle, w zależności od pogody. So, I feel good or bad, w zależności, depending, od pogody. So, dobrze here is an adverb, lub means or, źle means here is an adverb as well. It's not, it might look like an adjective, but it is an adverb. Why? Because you feel good or bad. You are not good or bad. Okay? He is slow, and he is riding slow or slowly. Okay, slow can be adverb and adjective depending on the case. Here it's an adverb. So let's see. Jest powolny, he is slow. You can say also jest wolny. But like wolny sometimes has two meanings. It can mean wolny, which is slow, and it can also mean wolny, which is free or free of tasks, or someone who is not busy. So when you say jestem wolny, it means that I'm free now, or I don't have a girlfriend, or I'm not busy. Anyway, let's use powolny to be on the safe side, that we are talking about, that we are saying slow. Jest powolny, he is slow, that's an adjective. And jedzie wolno. He is riding slowly. Jedzie means he is riding, or he rides, but like here it's more he is riding. Why? Because this is an imperfective aspect. I've talked about this in the daily verb. You can go and check it out. The verb jechać. So I put another example to show that there is another adverb for wolno that we can use. It's kind of specific, so let's just see it. Jest powolny I jeździ powoli. So the same here, he is slow, jest powolny, that's an adjective, and jeździ powoli. So powoli means the same as wolno. You can say jedzie powoli, but it's better to say powoli when you're saying um, when you're talking more about a habitual act. So jeździ means the same as jedzie, so right, but jeździ is comes from the verb jeździć in the infinitive form, which means he usually rides. So this is an iterative verb. I've talked also about this in the daily verb. I will just link here or in the bio. So powoli is an adverb. It has different, like, it doesn't end with o or e or yes. So you're gonna have to memorize it like this because it's used. It is used usually, but it's kind of exceptional to the rule. So when you say powoli, it means you're saying slowly, literally slowly. Okay, and you can say some powoli to someone. It means like if someone is talking to you fast, for example, you can just tell him or tell them powoli. Proszę powoli. It means please slow down or slowly. Okay. So jeździ powoli. So when you use the iterative verb, you're more likely to use this form. So just memorize that powoli is reflecting something usual verb, something that happens usually, okay? But don't forget that you can use wolno. Okay, now I'll shut up because I overtalk sometimes. It's cold, but I feel warm. So there's an adjective, jest zimno. So in English it is an adjective. In Polish it is an adverb. So jest zimno, ale jest mi ciepło. So here it's a kind of a little bit advanced level, but I would like to talk about it as well. So when you say it's cold, in English you're describing, but when you are saying jest zimno, and zimno is an adjective, is an adverb. Why? Because it's ended with o, so that's an adverb. It's not an adjective. It means that you are saying that the thing, like the whole weather is cold, the whole atmosphere is coldly. So I don't know how to explain it, but this is how it works in Polish. Because if you say jest zimne, so or pogoda jest zimna, then you are specifying what is cold. But if you're saying in general it's cold, so you are more likely meaning to say an adverb, not an adjective, because now zimno acts as an adverb or as an add to the verb jest. So zimno jest or jest zimno. You know what I mean. I hope so. But jest mi ciepło. I feel warm. So this is I mean, I feel should be czuję się, but you can just say czuję się ciepło, but it's more said in this way. Ale jest mi ciepło. So it is me, which means literally me, myself, me, ciepło. So this is a really used form. You can just say as well, jest mi zimno, or jest mi gorąco. And when you use this form, jest mi, you put after it an adverb, okay? This is important because it's really used. And then when you say jest in general, and you are not specifying what you're talking about, you are more likely to put an adverb in Polish language, okay? So it's called jest zimno, ale jest mi ciepło, but I feel or I am warm, okay? So jest mi ciepło. I hope you get the idea. I'm ready for all the comments, if there are going to be any comments anyway, about if anyone didn't understand. Few people become astronauts. So this is the last example. Mało osób zostaje astronautami. So mało, here I put this on purpose because you can say kilka osób, or you can use other words, but here I purposely used mało because it can be used. And mawe comes from the adjective mawe. So mawe means a small, or mawa, or we've talked about this. However, when you add o, it becomes an adverb. So mawa osop. So little people or few people become astronauts. Zostaje become astronaut. Okay. So here is also reflecting an adverb act. So it's acting as an adverb. The word mawe. Okay. I just wanted to shine light on this. It's not important. It's kind of it comes with proficiency and with fluency. So and then with more reading and stuff like that. So this is I wanted to show you the forms that are written in Polish, so that you don't get confused whenever you read a book, or if you're reading a sentence in Polish, so you don't get confused or stuck on these small details that you might not like. So now you can read this and you can revise it, and you can go back to the video again, watch it, maybe fast forward, and if anything, or if something you didn't understand, you can just write in the comments or whatever. I hope you understood, and that was all for this video, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.